Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy BULLBOYKENNELS. Today I just want to talk about a video real quick that I had mentioned before. Something that I said that I ended up doing that some people, at least, probably in the movie collector world, would say is blasphemy. And that's throwing away, all my like slip covers, my DVD cases. Um, Basically, I got rid of all of them. The only DVDs I couldn't get rid of were like snapper cases, or the ones that were like special editions that came like in a certain pack. Like those stayed in their cases, but other than that, 99.99%, I threw the hell away. Like I wasn't gonna keep them. There are a few, very few DVDs that I do have that are still in their cases, but like it's just a handful, and it is just a very particular finite amount of those. But other than that, everything else, man, I did not care. I trashed them all. So kind of the problem that I was having was, you ever seen like the McDonald's fry boxes? Well, imagine having a bunch of those boxes, like a bunch of them, and they're just packed with DVDs. So, they fill up your closet, they fill up, part of your garage, stuff like that. And I don't keep things on shelves. Like I don't really have the space to be doing that. And I'm not gonna do that anyways. It's not something I wanna do. But I figured, there had to be a better way to at least, get that space down. And I figured, why not just get rid of all, get rid of the cases, get rid of the slip covers. I mean, I'm not gonna do nothing with them anyways. Just taking up space. So I did just that. So like this one pack, I don't know, I forget how many movies it is. It's a couple hundred. I know it's well over 200 for sure, just in this one stack. And this is pretty, let me see if I can get this in view. Like that's pretty wide. And that's a lot of movies. And I have a couple of these stacks. And good thing about these, to me, is almost like back in the day when I was young, and we was buying records, we go to the record store and we flip through. So I can do just that with this. I can just flip through it real quick. I still have to fully like organize them. That I still need to do. But I can just flip through this real quick and find movies. And especially by, once I get it fully organized, it'll be great. Space saving. So, all that space, one DVD instead of the case. So some of my movies are in here, but most of this is all like family movies. But yeah, like this takes up like no space whatsoever. This is a great movie. Skeleton Key. I love this movie. I think it's fantastic. But yeah, I like I said, most of this is like my kids' movies, when they were kids and I was buying the DVDs when they first came out. So like these are all, when they first came out and stuff, because I would always buy them new. So, I have a bunch of movies that, I'm not gonna get rid of, even though my kids are older now, and, have their kids, well, hey, now I got grandkids. So, let the grandkids watch these movies, and that way they can enjoy them, this is another movie that they watch a lot. So like Evan Almighty, just there's a lot of stuff. And you can save a lot of space, by doing this. So this is fantastic. I think it's great. So yeah, that's why I got rid of those cases and those slip covers, because it was just getting ridiculous. It just was. And this is a lot better. So, I do use those plastic slips, along with the case that I have. I bought these cases on Amazon. I bought I think I bought it as a 6-pack. They sell them, I know they sell it as a 4-pack, a 6-pack. I want to say either a 2 or 3 pack, for these like containers. So I just bought a 6 because I knew I was gonna need that to put my DVDs in there. And yeah, that was more than enough for all my DVDs. Because I tell you, having all those boxes, that was ridiculous. I mean, it took me, because I kept filling up my trash bin and recycle bin. It took a couple weeks before I could get rid of all that stuff, because I had to throw it in the trash can, recycle and stuff. And those recycle bins can only hold but so much. So, and I was filling that up every week. So it was like, this is ridiculous. But there will come a time, a point where, eventually, my Blu-rays are gonna go the same route. I'm gonna toss the slip covers, I'm gonna throw away the cases, and I'm gonna put all the movies in plastic slips. They'll still be fine, and they're still protected, and I'm not gonna get scratched up. And I save a lot of space, Now, I mean, there are movies I won't do that with, of course. I got my special editions, or I don't want to say special editions, but like special versions of the movies, or like box sets, chunky box sets, like stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not tossing that. Like, I mean, I paid the extra money for those editions for a reason. But as far as like just the regular old, 4K, or Blu-ray that just came with the slip, yeah, I'm tossing it. I just am. I don't care. It's gonna go in the trash. I mean, if I knew somebody personally, where I could just be like, hey, you want these slips? Come pick them up. I'm more than happy to give them away. I'm not going to charge nobody for them. But yeah, I know for some people, slips mean the world. To me, they don't, unless they're special editions. Like you're buying special versions, then okay, I understand why you want the slips. But let's just say, for example, the Marvel movies. Do you really need slip covers? Or like the Star Wars movies. Do you really need the slip covers? And they're just the 4Ks. Like, you don't really need the slip covers. And if you think about it, all that extra space just adds up. It just takes up way more space. It might not at the very beginning, but when you start having hundreds and hundreds, and then you start getting into the thousands, yeah, all that little bit of extra space takes up a lot of space, and you'll be amazed how much space it takes up. But yeah, that was pretty much the situation with that one. But yeah, I'll go ahead and leave links for these slips, and also the case itself that I'm using to put these in. So if you want to use the links through Amazon, you can definitely do so. It definitely does help out the channel. And if you don't want to use it, hey, that's fine too. Whatever floats your boat. I don't really care. But like I always say, every little bit helps. So why not use the links? And it doesn't cost you nothing extra anyways. All right, other than that, hey, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it. If you did, thumb it up. If you didn't, do what you got to do. It's okay. Other than that, hey, it's been your boy BULLBOYKENNELS, and as always, keep them scratching. Peace. We up out of here.